So here's hive 4, and when I was just in there, I actually caged the queen. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm setting up another hive temporarily right here that's going to basically foster these queens until I find some buyers for them. Because these are brand new mated queens. They're still good queens, but what I'm doing today is I'm requeening my hives with varroa sensitive hygienic queens. And they have genetic traits that prevent varroa mite infestations in your hive. But the queens that I currently have are brand new mated queens. And so I'm going to see if I can find a buyer for them. And in the meantime, I'm going to set up this temporary beehive here to kind of take care of these queens. So here I have queen 4 caged. And what I have to do now is get her into another kind of cage. See, the worker bees can come and go from these slots that are in this cage. So I have to put her into one of these cages. And this kind of cage protects her from any kind of worker bees that may be unfamiliar to her. Because if bees encounter a queen that they don't know, they may attack and kill the unfamiliar queen. So I have to put her in this cage. So basically what I do is I close off her exit and just open the cage slightly and wait for her to go into the new cage. So there's a second hole on these you can open. She might go into that second hole easier because it's more open. There she goes. Then you gotta plug the first hole. Oh, she went back in. So now she is in the other queen cage. A simple way to keep her from leaving the cage is to close off the exit with a stick. Then I just put the queen cage into the temporary hive that I set up. So now to replace the queens that I'm taking out, I ordered some varroa sensitive hygienic queens. These are specially bred with genetic traits to reduce varroa mites. And so there's queen cages in this box, and there's a lot of worker bees, so I was careful not to open it inside my house. So here I just opened up the box of queens, and you see I ordered 6 queens. So there's 6 cages over here. And then there's all these worker bees, and these are there to take care of these queens that are in the cages. So I'm seeing live queens move around in all 6 cages. So that's definitely a good sign. Now you see this? There's sugar on the bottom of the box here. And that's to feed the worker bees while they are traveling. This is like a miniature hive that's designed for shipping. Let's get these queens in the hives. And as I open them up here, I'm in a shady spot, so they're not in the sun. So with these queen cages, this hole, that looks like a chimney stack. Wait till it comes in focus. That's filled with candy, and the bees have to chew through the candy before the queen can be released from the cage. And that allows the bees that are inside the hive to become accustomed to the new queen. because if they don't know her, they're likely to kill her. So it's a delayed release cage. They have to become accustomed to her before she gets released from the cage. So this is what I'm doing here to install this new queen into hive 4. I took a rubber band and I put it on an empty frame. You can do this with a full frame that's drawn out, but I like to use an empty one because it'll encourage the bees to draw out this frame. And anything I can do to encourage them to draw out a frame, I like to do it. So for the next few days, she's going to be in this cage on this frame, and it's going to encourage them to come to this area, and they're going to be drawing out honeycomb on this frame. And I'm just going to stick this right into the hive like this. And I'm going to put another non-drawn out frame right next to it to try and encourage them to draw out this frame as well. So there she is between these two non-drawn out frames. And already all my bees are checking on her. They know she's there. So she's in there. She's going to the spot in the cage there. You see there's a part of the cage that has no holes. And if the bees are too aggressive, she can go into that to hide from them. And it gives her kind of a safe haven from them. But it looks like they are feeding her. But over here I just saw a bee chewing away at the candy. Once that candy is gone, she'll be released and begin to lay eggs in this hive. Now the frames that I took out of here went into my new queen hosting hive that I've set up, and they have capped brood that's about to emerge, so there's going to be nurse bees that are tending to these new queen, or these queens, while I'm finding buyers for them. So I got nurse bees in here that'll be tending to these queens while I'm finding buyers, but I'm also gonna set this up as a typical hive. I'm gonna give them honey and everything else that they need. But as you see here, we got nurse bees, we got capped brood that's emerging, and they're tending to that queen in there. And I'm using a stick as a cork right now to keep her in that cage. But they're just tending to her while I'm finding buyers for my queens.
Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, ring that notification bell.